people of God, listen, I'm a bit excited. Where there's a will, there is a way. It's about not giving up, right? Um, so I just could not settle with those prices that I was sharing with you guys earlier, right? About the fuel injectors, 600, 1200 bucks for one injector. So when I did get home, I didn't feel like staying at home. I went to the manufacturer, which is not far from me. I went over to the manufacturer and hey, y'all ain't busy today. Stand by. Okay, people of God, I'm back. Saw one of my college classmates. So he's on to something positive and that's good. But anyway, no. So what I was saying is, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, when I did get home, I couldn't settle. I couldn't just like be satisfied with those prices because that is like so ridiculous, right? Like it's crazy. It's really crazy. There's nothing funny about it. But it just, it didn't sit well with me because I was gonna take a shower, you know, get a little cute and go sit down someplace and relax myself. But I was like, I gotta get to the bottom of this. So I went to the Cummins manufacturer, their business, and I spoke with them about the fuel injectors, and the price they gave me was not nearly as much as what Mopar was trying to charge. They gave me a price of, I think it said $420 something plus a core charge, right? Which is still a bit pricier than they were, but at the same time, that's okay. And then they would, when you replace the fuel injectors, there's a injector feed tube that you should also replace whenever you replace the injectors. And that was like 100 and something. From the dealer or any place online, any other place that I saw, like 100 and something. But and they had that. But then what he told me is they did not have. He said none of their stores in the entire nation has any of those fuel injectors. And he said with everything going on now, it could be 7 weeks to months. He don't even have a specific date to when they can even get another one in stock. And this is the main manufacturer, okay? The dealer, they do show some at their warehouse in Georgia. So they could get some. But again, they were charging like 700 and something for it, right? If that were the only option, then if you needed it, then guess what? That's what you would have had to cough up, or then now you got to go, not having the part that you need. I didn't stop there. So this guy, he tells me, he said, well, there's none of our stores in the nation that has it, right? But what you can do is I can give you the part number and you can research to see if any of their, I guess, retailers, sub-retailers or whatever. So he gave me their part number, which is specifically for the engine because they're the manufacturer of the engine. So they know the exact part, the fuel injector part, right? So I go and I Google this part number he gives me. Diesel Pro comes up. Diesel Pro, well, actually Bosch, I think it was Bosch Tech that came up. They had it, right? They had a fuel injector, and theirs was, I think it was $349, right? And they had a, $349. So okay, I was like, cool. Now I couldn't find a feed injector tube online, so I called. And the young lady, she looked it up with me with research. She researched her system while I was on the phone. And she said, I'm not sure why we just don't have it. So I was like, okay, let me get back with you, which was not a big deal. But if I'm getting an injector, I just like to get stuff together. So the part number that the Cummins dealer gave me, when I Google and research that, Diesel Pro comes up. So I look on Diesel Pro, boom, I see the fuel injector I need, $349, reasonably priced, like what I've seen in the past. But again, I don't know if this is going to be a chain effect with these prices, right? So I put that in my cart. I looked for the injector feed line. I couldn't find it. So I called them, and a guy, one of their representatives, very pleasant, very patient with me, answering all my questions. He said, we're even closed. We're closed. As we were talking, he said, we're closed. So if you have any more questions, he didn't rush me or anything. If you have any more questions, you can call back tomorrow at 9, and we close Sunday or Monday. So anyway, try to make this long story short, I'm excited. But they had the injector tube, and theirs was $49. He said they were running a sale. He gave me the part number. He said, you can look at it while I'm on the phone if you can pull it up. I pulled it up, saw the manufacturer, Cummins. Everything matched. The Bosch. Cummins, actually, the part that Cummins uses made by Bosch. Yeah. And that's what they had. So, and I said, well, let me give you my VIN number so you can just verify everything. Because I like to make sure things are right. And he did that. Everything was a perfect match. Boom. So, your girl was able to find it for what she should have found it at. Reasonable. But it took work, right? Nothing beats a failure but a trier. And so after I finished all that, running around and talking on the phone while I'm running around, and I was like, no, I ain't going home to change no clothes. I'm going to pick up me something, some good soul food, and I'm going back home and enjoy my evening. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. A little research, it did me well. I need to be researching that oil, but I need to be doing some running around for that, but I'm not going to do too much today. I guess excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning. I don't feel sleepy. But anyway, people of God, I just wanted to share that. But still yet, I'm going to be proactive. And when my injector, to be honest, I got a cold last year, right? My check engine light came out. I put the computer on. It gave me a P020B or something like that, if I remember the code correctly. But that's fuel injector cylinder 2. Timing is off. So last year when it came on, I just put some injector cleaner, and I think I made a video earlier this year. That's the first time it came back on again. Like trash, the quality of the fuel is just not good. But then the same injector tube keeps repeating. So it's like this third time. I got that light today, and it was the same code. It could be the bolt on top of there, which is what one of my colleagues told me. And he's an expert. He's a Dodge diesel expert, basically. And he said sometimes that bolt on top where the injectors are, it's only torqued at 8.8 inch-pounds, but over time sometimes maybe it could back off. It's not a common thing, but it could be. But I think with my thing is that injector probably is getting a bit clogged up. So it's better to have it, even though I may continue to drive it to see if the code comes back after we clearing it today, or see how long it takes to come back. But it's better to have that with all this inflation and everything going on. That kind of gives me a peace of mind, at least to have one of everything that I need relating to replacing that or making that repair in stock, rather than just going along waiting and then boom, you see what they're trying to charge. It's crazy, it's crazy. But it is well. It shall be well for the people of God, even in times of famine. So, all right, people of God, I just wanted to share that. Who knows how the wealth of the wicked is going to be transferred? It's laid up for the righteous. Who knows? A lot of times as I'm continuously reading and studying, God sometimes allowed chaos, or he allowed havoc to happen in certain areas. But in the end, it was to benefit his people, his children, right? So, but anyway, we just have to stay positive, keep showing up for life, keep going, never give up. Nothing beats a failure but a trier. The enemy tried to fight me hard yesterday for my joy, and I kept fighting. If you give up, then that's it. But if you keep fighting, there's always hope. There's always something new that you can look forward to, right? All right, people of God, I love you. Have a blessed evening. Have a blessed night. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Sabbath. A sister brought something to my attention when she asked about the Sabbath. I celebrate my Sabbath. I honor my Sabbath on Saturday. But there are some folk who work on Saturday. There are some folk who work on Sunday. There are some folk, you know, who don't have consistent days off. And I used to be one of those folk, right? And when I learned about what a lot of things God said pertaining to the Sabbath, then I started honoring it. Sometimes I will honor, when my schedule would fluctuate a lot, sometimes I honor it on Monday. Sometimes I honor it on Tuesday, but I would take that one day aside. And when I started doing that, taking that one day aside, not focusing on any work, but, you know, kind of just relaxing, spending time with God, staying in His Word, and sometimes even just doing something that makes me happy, but it's not related to work, and it's just me, you know. It's made me feel good, you know. It does something to my soul on the inside, and I look forward to it now, you know, because I've always been like a workaholic, 7 days a week sometimes. But you know, the scripture's also written. I think it's what? Excuse me. Was it Mark 2? Is it Mark 2 and 2 or Mark 2:27? It's written. The Sabbath was not. Man was not made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for man, right? So whatever we commit to, God is a wise God. He's a just God. He's an understanding God. You know, don't let nobody beat you over the head if you got to work on a certain day. You know, technically the true Sabbath is from Friday, according to the Hebrew calendar, from sundown Friday to sundown Saturday, right? But I honor my Sabbath on Saturday. There's a lot of church folk honor their Sabbath on Sunday. If that's the day you choose, then just be loyal, stick with it, whatever day. There's one young lady told me she honors her Sabbath on a Wednesday. That's the only day she's off, I think, Wednesday and Thursday. So she honors her Sabbath on a Wednesday. Who can judge her? Excuse me. I guess my body may be tired, but I'm not really sleepy. But who can judge her or any of us? You know, when you've made that personal connection and relation with God. You know, I mean, technically we know what the calendar says. We know the technical date. No, I'm not denying that, right? But God gives people their jobs. God gives people their jobs, and if He's ready for you to move to a higher level and be more strict according to certain days in your time, then He will make provisions for you, right? It's Him who makes provisions for us. It's Him who He knows all of our needs. He knows everything we need. You know, He gives us our jobs. He gives us our health and strength to go out and earn income. He gives us the wisdom to create ideas. You know, He gives us gifts, you know. So, yeah, that's my take.
What's your hair to go?
To go.
To go?
Yep. You got me. And I ain't. Just text me your number. But that's my cell number on the card.
Okay.
All right. All right, people of God.
Everything?
Sure. All right, people of God. I love you. You are the light of the world. Don't ever let your light go dark. Keep shining bright. And we know that the blood of Jesus is the only blood that has some power.